Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Caroline Cristo, and welcome back to my channel. My goodness, it has been such a long time. I'm sure a lot has happened in your lives as well as in mine, but here we are, and we're grateful to God that we are still here no matter what. Today, I would like to present to you a title that I value highly and that I think is a good for this time and for this season. Therefore, the title for my presentation is It May Be Foggy Right Now. There's a lot going on right now. There are a lot of uncertainties, but it's gonna get clear. I am hopeful and faithful that things will get clear. But while we're in the midst of fog, where we're unsure about the Delta variant, we're unsure about are we gonna close, are we gonna reopen, what's going on. Uncertainty is the fog that some of us may be experiencing. So allow me to present this to you. And at the end of this, I hope that you make meaning out of it and that you get some encouragement and support from me. But before I proceed, I would like to emphasize that my role here today is as a supporter, as an encourager, and as an educator, not as a therapist. Therefore, I strongly suggest that if my presentation invokes strong emotions, distressful emotions, I strongly suggest that you reach out to a therapist, to a clinician who can help you process some of the difficult feelings that may come up or some of the emotions or thoughts that you may need to process as a result. And not all of them may be distressing, but um, this presentation may trigger positive emotions that may cause you to reflect on your goals or your desires. It may be foggy right now. I'd like to talk to you about Florence Chadwick and who is Florence Chadwick? So Florence Chadwick is an American swimmer. She was known for long distance in open water swimming. She was the first woman to swim both directions of the English Channel, and she definitely set a time record each time, emphasis on each time. But also, she was the first woman to swim the Catalina Channel, the Straits of Gibraltar, the Bosporus, and the Dardanelles. Florence Chadwick was born November 9th, 1918, and she died March 15, 1995. In July 4th of 1952, Florence Chadwick made an attempt to swim the 26 miles between California coastline and Catalina Island. Now, I live in Southern California, so Catalina Island is actually not very far from where I am. That's why this story captured me because it felt very, very close. During her swim, she had a team who looked out for sharks, and her team was always ready to assist in case of an injury, an emergency, in case she cramped up or she experienced fatigue. The water was very icy on that particular day, and as hours passed, she got stung by jellyfish, and sharks had to be driven away with rifles. But she pressed on. She would often hear from her mother, Florence, you're almost there. Don't give up now. She was encouraged by her mother's admonition, and she continued to swim. On that particular day, however, roughly 15 hours into her swim, a thick fog began to set in. It, number one, clouded her vision. Two, clouded her sense of confidence as well. Her mother listened as her daughter said that she didn't think she was going to make it. However, her mother continued encouraging her. After swimming for another hour, now making it a total of 16 hours, she decided to quit, and her support team reluctantly agreed to pull her from the water. Hours later, after she had warmed up, She realized that if she had just swum another mile, she would have reached her goal, which was Catalina Island. She had given up only a few hundred meters of her goal. Only a few hundred meters. Later, she told reporters that it was not the sharks, nor the fatigue, or even the icy water that caused her to give up. So, what was it that caused her to give up? What caused her to give up 100 meters from her goal? She was honest enough to tell the reporters, and I quote, "All I could see was fog. I think if I could have seen the shore, I would have made it. If I could have seen the shore, I would have made it." The fog, of course, obscured her goal, blinded her, but also blinded her reason, her eyes, and her heart. Here are some facts about her. This was the only time she had ever quit reaching her goal in her swimming career. However, 2 months later, she returned to the same channel and swam it. The water was still cold. Sharks were still around. She still was getting bit by the jellyfish. The fog was still present, and it still obscured her view. The difference this time, is she pressed on, believing that somewhere beyond that fog, somewhere behind that fog, her goal would be reached. So she pressed on. The results were that she was the first woman, because she pressed on, only because she pressed on, she was the first woman to swim Catalina Channel, and she beat the men's record by 2 hours. Excellence. Strive for it. She strove for excellence. You're looking at this particular slide and you're saying, that's me. That's me. I feel confused. I'm experiencing foggy thinking. I'm anxious. I'm really depressed. I'm moody. I'm having bad memories. I can't figure things out. If that's you, I ask you to press on, but leaving it at press on, I don't feel is sufficient. I encourage you to call a professional if you need some help, you need some clarity, and you feel that you need more than to hear press on. Talk to somebody. Talk to somebody. Somebody else is going through COVID-19. They received a diagnosis of COVID-19 and are wondering if they will make it. Pressing on may not be sufficient for you either. You need encouragement. You need to talk to somebody. I encourage you to do that. Somebody under the sound of my voice may be severely depressed or at the brink of taking your life. I encourage you to pick that phone up and call a professional in your area. If you're a veteran, I encourage you to call the crisis line for veterans. I encourage you to press on, but pressing on does not just mean fight alone. It means reach out to somebody and talk to someone. Somebody may be in pain right now as a result of a long-term relationship ending, and you feel that there's no other way out but to end your life or even end the life of the other person. No, no, no. That will not be an answer or a good answer. I encourage you to reach out to a professional and get help as a way of pressing on. I strongly encourage you. Sometimes pressing on may mean different things for us. So I encourage you to find out what and how you can press on. It's true that sometimes we're closer to our goal or our desire than we may know or think, but sometimes our circumstances need more. And I urge you, I encourage you to seek the more that you may need. So the beauty of pressing on is that most of the time, and this is my prayer, most of the time we're not alone, or somebody's probably thinking, oh, come on, Dr. Crystal, I am all alone. I don't have family here. I am not married, or I just got divorced. I am all alone. If you are that person who feels all alone, I strongly suggest that you reach out to a professional who can walk you through the depression, the pain, the sorrow, the grief that you may be going through, the discouragement, the depression, the anxiety, the fear. Reach out to a professional if you're that person that says that you are not, you're all alone in this. I strongly encourage you to do that. There are times we may feel alone in certain circumstances. When we truly look around, we may discover that we may feel that way, but there are some people that we can reach to, and some of those people are professionals. They're not related to us. We don't know them. They're Christian counselors. They're psychotherapists. They're people who we can entrust with our struggle, and they will be able to genuinely show compassion, understanding, and be non-judgmental. The reason why I feel I got into this field was that very reason, that I could not be happy. I could not grasp the concept of happiness while I knew that there were a lot of people out there that were unhappy, that were depressed and anxious. So I embarked on this mission to ensure that anyone that I could change their emotional state or support them in feeling better, I would do that. So allow me to share this story with you called Ubuntu. And the title of this slide, as you can see, says, how can one of us be happy if others are sad? An anthropologist proposed a game to the kids in an African tribe. He put a basket full of fruit near a tree and told the kids that whoever got there first won the sweet fruits. When he told them to run, they all took each other's hands and ran together, then sat together, enjoying their treats. When he asked them why they had run like that, as one of them could have all the fruits for himself, they said, Ubuntu. How can one of us be happy if all the others are sad? Ubuntu in the Hosa culture means I am because we are. Therefore, as you feel lonely in your journey, just know that you are not. There are professionals that you can reach out to, and I encourage you to reach out to those people. I am one of those psychotherapists who believe that I cannot fully enjoy life while I see or while I know that there's 22 veterans that kill themselves every 60 seconds. I cannot enjoy life knowing that somebody's about to take their lives because they find it meaningless. I've therefore embarked on that journey, and please help me by maybe sharing this video with someone. I've embarked on that journey to ensure that as much as possible as I can, that other people are able to see that light at the end of the tunnel. Therefore, I cannot be happy if others are sad. Reach out to a therapist, reach out to the nearest person who you feel can listen to you and help support you, because you're truly not alone. It is my prayer that you're not alone. Just to break it down further, what is Ubuntu? Ubuntu is a beautiful Zulu word that stands for interconnectedness, one of my favorite words, interconnectedness. Ubuntu essentially means humanity, but has gone on to have a more widespread meaning, emphasizing on spreading kindness to connect with people. It is the understanding that we cannot exist in isolation, and so Ubuntu is more commonly interpreted as I am because we are. It means that we're all a sum total, not just of our own experiences, but because we are social creatures, we are a collection collective summary of our own as well as the shared experiences of our society. Ubuntu. If you are that person in need of some support, that person that is feeling all alone and contemplating harming yourself, killing yourself or somebody else, here are some resources. Here are numbers for the crisis hotlines and some resources given to us by the American Psychological Association. Here's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, as well as the crisis text line for those of you who are uncomfortable to call. You can also text. And we also have the National Domestic Violence Hotline in case you're experiencing some domestic violence. And also on this slide on the bottom is the Veterans Crisis Line. If you're that veteran who has reached the end of your rope and is contemplating harming yourself or others, please call this crisis line. There's somebody on the other line waiting to hear from you, waiting to support you, and waiting to guide you to the right people and to the right direction. Here are additional resources for the National GRAD Crisis Line, the National Sexual Assault Hotline, Child Help, National Child Abuse Hotline, the CDC National HIV and AIDS Hotline, and finally, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration National Hotline. All these are hotlines where you have people on the other line that can provide you with guidance and support, understanding in a non-judgmental way, and get you the help that you need. You are not alone. Take good care of yourself. Thank you.